Let's start off easy by talking about the vehicle, the REEF Ripper. As you started off, its weapon, its shield, and stats is what you had to look out for. The two stats that seems to be lacking in both armor and weight, which allows the REEF Ripper to be much more of a speeding sea vehicle. Top speed and handling are the two stats that allows it to get a good turn in both octane battles and racing. There is a very good reason why both of them are included in the Sea Racing Action Pack, because the vehicle was not made to be in either a powerhouse or a wall. Albeit, it can be credible in octane battles and safe areas are considered optional. If you are good enough with its maneuvering and throw in some damage onto your enemies, then that is fine. Speaking of damage, its primary attack allows you to shoot out a spear into your enemies, dealing around 165 minimum and 231 max with a full weapon upgrade. When you place Deep Dive Gill Grunt in the driver's seat, that damage increases considerably with 182 at minimum and go up to 254 damage. For a vehicle, it is very good. I believe that there are some big contenders in the roster, but this is not a bad one. Although, you have to be more attentive with this movement because there are some times where you have to aim it just right to attack your enemies with it. Fortunately, it has a secondary attack that creates a shocking aura around it that deals 300 damage at minimum and 420 at max weapon. Using Gill Grunt will guarantee 360 minimum, 462 maximum. By all account, I would have gone with that combo because it allows the vehicle to proceed as an octane battler while not being a class cannon, but be ready for trial and error when you're starting your game out in the nightmare difficulty. It also has some modifications that gives you additional stat to make your vehicle look distinctive. It initially appeared with its own gill grill and aquafin turbine, which gives you 10 plus in handling and acceleration respectively. By proceeding into the game, you can get more modification for your REEF Ripper with a Spearfish driver that gives you 10 plus in top speed, Fumpback Prow that gives you 300 plus in armor, Shark Fin Blaster that takes away 5 in weight, but adds in 10 in top speed, and Whale Flipper, which adds it on 5 plus in weight and 150 in armor. If you supercharge your REEF Ripper with Deep Dive Gill Grunt, this combo will give you 2 last mods, including the Trident Spearheads that gives you the 10 plus in acceleration, and Tidal Wave Crasher which gives you 5 plus in top speed and handling. There are also horns that you can get when going through this game, but I will play each one and show you my favorite of the 4. Okay, that's cute. That sounds appropriate. That sounds like a fart. What the fuck is that? My recommendation on which mods to use will depend on its purpose. If you want to have an incredibly fast that will earn you 3 stars and tracks the fastest, go with the supercharge modifications, Trident Spearheads, and Tidal Wave Crasher. That is because acceleration will give you boost on boosters and startups during the race. For octane battling, I suggest go with the Fumpback Prow and Whale Flipper. By slowing down your REEF Ripper and giving more stat to protect itself from enemy fire, it allows you to stay afloat for a good while. However, you still have to be attentive on your radius so you wouldn't get defeated quickly. Still, both mods allows you to be ready to take enemies down and gives you a good placement to get your gear bits. Overall, the REEF Ripper is one of the game's most iconic sea vehicles in the lineup, and for good reasons. While it is not made for battling in mind, and its lack of armor leaves you yourself up in the air for defeat if not careful, especially in higher difficulty, it is still viable in both modes that allows you, the Portal Master, to exceed in both Sea Star areas and sea racing tracks. I highly recommend REEF Ripper as your go-to sea vehicle, since you can get fairly priced on eBay, which most of the time bundled with Gill Grunt and or the Sea Racing Action Pack trophy. Gotta get more out of your buck, you know? Hello everyone, this is Dash Twisted Storm. As you may know, I was doing like a really good project on reviewing one of the most iconic and the most oversaturated characters that was in the Skylanders franchise, Gill Grunt. And if I were to give an update to how the project is going for this one, it turns out to be pretty good. I did not expect it myself to do a review on this particular section of this character, the REEF Ripper. I wasn't about to exclude like the deep dive Gill Grunt for superchargers as well as the vehicle that I have showcased the preview over to you, but then I thought to myself, well, you're actually doing a review of the Gill Grunt character, so why don't you just go on ahead and do the entire thing? And that's just basically what I did. And that is actually right after I done all of the reposes that Gill Grunt had from Spiral's Adventure to Trap Team. And I think I may have mentioned his appearance that was in the Machinator, though it is very lightly or lenient. So as of now, I actually done like most of the recording of all of these reposes. Still needed to do the entire thing for Deep Dive Gill Grunt because, as you will know, he is an entirely different character compared to what we have in the first 4 games. So I just wanted to make this good announcement by saying that yes, I am doing a review of Gill Grunt, and this is going to be a very interesting one. Because not only did it will be like a review of Gill Grunt, but as you already know, that was from my REEF Ripper preview, you will also notice that I will be taking like a very intensive review to see how well it actually was viable throughout like the game that was introduced in, and how much viable of his nerfs and buffs that was from like in future games. So that is what my review is all about. I will be tackling on how Gill Grunt came to be with his development and backstory, his design, his moveset, and how I, the personal consumer of the Skylander, view my own opinions onto this guy. And from my own opinions, he's honestly quite a very good character if I were to put my biases aside. But we had to wait until I actually release a full-on review on him to find out more about how much he is capable of after 6 games in. And I know you all are going to be very interested about this one, so I'm just going to leave the sneak peek of the REEF Ripper just so to get everything started, because I know this will probably be like an easy one to take out. So be expected to have a full-on review of Gill Grunt sometimes later in September. I'm not quite sure that the date or the month will probably be like a definite, but I can guarantee you that how far that I got all of the materials, such as the audio, the video that was from the gaming capture, I can guarantee you that it will come around by that month. So I wish you all a very good day, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you wanted to see a full-on review of Gill Grunt. And let me know in the comments to see how do you actually want to see this series going forward. This is Dash Towards the Storm, signing out. Have a great day, Portamasters, and have a nice one.